The Spare Key Winery is a local family-owned business tucked away in Bayshore. It began in 2011 with 400 vines being planted. Today, it has expanded into 3,600 vines. All wine that the Spare Key sells is 100% estate grown, bottled, and processed. In this video, we are going to highlight just how this tasty Northern Michigan wine gets made. The very first step in the process is to harvest the grapes. Once the Brix level of grapes reach the sweet spot, the grapes are picked. Brix is the level of sugar in the grape juice itself. Using trimmers, you can grab a bundle of grapes and cut from the stem. The next step in the process is to crush and destem. A large machine, called a crusher destemmer, does just that. It crushes the grapes and destems the individual grapes from this whole stem. The corkscrew on top of the machine channels the grapes into a press. They then go through another corkscrew to separate stems from juice and skin. After that, it's time to pitch the yeast. Depending on the alcohol level you want in the wine, you measure out how much yeast is needed with the appropriate sugar to make. Once decided, you dump the yeast into the grape juice solution. Then comes primary fermentation. The wine solution must sit for 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the amount of yeast added and the amount of tannins you want the wine to have. Next, it's time for the grapes to be pressed. The bladder press fills with water and pushes the juice-skin mixture into a cylinder strainer, which extracts all the juice from the grapes. Then, it's time for another round of fermentation. This can take another few weeks depending on the yeast. Racking comes next. This is when you transfer the wine from one holding tank to another. This gets rid of lees, which is a sediment, that may be left from the yeast and sugar. This can be done as many times as needed until they are pleased with the final product. Once that's all complete, it's time to move on to finish filtering and bottling. Using a single machine, the wine passes through a filter and gets poured into a bottle. Lastly, corks get put in and labels get applied. Then it goes to shelves for tasting and purchase. The process repeats itself with a few variations for each varietal of grape.